Alright, welcome to technically match number 3, but this will probably be the second one you guys are seeing. Something weird happened in match 2. I think my opponent either had some kind of connection issue or something, but alright, so let's look at this opening hand. I think this is pretty okay. We would love to have a Grim Flare in here, but we do have all of our colors represented, and then also some Traverse and Champion of Wits. So we'll go ahead and keep this. It'd be a little bit better on the play, obviously, but I think it's still a keep. So let's see what we got here. Certainly hope that it's not wrong enough red. This is not the hand we need for a fast game like that. Okay. Potentially blue-red control. Alright, so we'll go ahead and traverse here. Go find a swamp, because we will need double black at some point. Pass the turn. Sure. Alright, let's get Champion out here. We will use its ability. Alright, so we didn't draw any of our large and in charge folks. So I think it may benefit us a lot to try and get this Traverse active. So we'll do a land, and then we'll want to do probably Grasp. I don't think they're going to be playing a lot of creatures. Let's see what we draw here off the Fever Visions, and we'll take 2. Yeah, okay. Yep. Alright, so let's lead off. We'll push this, see what they do. They're fine with it. So we'll get in for 2 here, and then I think we'll just go ahead and play the other champion. We will use its ability, see what we get. Man, still no big guys. So we can hit Delirium if we get rid of Liliana here. But I don't want to get rid of my Reanimator spells, since that is ultimately what we're trying to do here. So I think Doomfall and Ever After probably. Yep, sure. Sure. We will block here. Yep. And you know, there's something telling in that. By them activating that, that kind of tells me that they don't have really much of anything going on over there. So with that in mind, I think I think we do want to kind of see what they're do. Oh, wow! Totally just mistapped my lands. That was really poor. Alright, so 2 incendiary flows and a shock. That's 6, 7, 8 damage right there. And then with collective defiance, that's another 3. So that's 11 damage they're showing that they can deal us. So I think we need to. This was good information to have. So we'll take care of that collective defiance, and then we are strategically planning here because I tapped my mana so poorly. We'll take a swamp. We are at Delirium now, which means we can go searching for a creature if we'd like to. I think it's actually more important for us to block here, again, since I mistapped my mana, so. So this is some kind of blue-red burn deck that they're running here. Obviously. 2 incendiary flows, a shock, and a crash through, which doesn't really do too much yet. Yep. Alright. Let's get the swamp out. We'll go ahead and traverse here. I think Grim Flare is the play here. So we'll go green black, get that out there. Because even if they use their burn spells to kill this, you know, that's not necessarily the end of the world. With attacks, we'll get in with the champion here. Oh my gosh. Guys, I apologize. I am just a mess today. Misclicking left and right. Sure. Yep. Yeah, and we're gonna lose here. That they have a lot of burn, and they're just getting us too low. I mean, the next time we draw from Fevered Visions, we're done. So, the only chance we have is if we, you know, reanimate. Noxious Gearhulk, gain some life, which is definitely a play here. But we're gonna have to kill our own Grimflare. So let's get in here. See what our next couple of draws are. Okay. So we want Noxious Gearhulk in the graveyard. We'll actually put both of those on top. Liliana. So this is kind of backwards. We're gonna reanimate Noxious here, and we will use its ability targeting our own Grimflare to gain some life so that we don't die here. And hopefully we can do that enough times to survive here and get through this. Yep, take 2 here. Yes. So if they drew into a shock or another incendiary flow, I mean we lose still, but we'll just have to see. Sure. If they attack with that Storm Chaser Mage, we will Fatal Push, and even if they don't, I think end of turn we will as well. Yeah, sure. Alright, so let's go ahead and get that. Cool. Oh, another one. Yeah, that's hard to come back from. Taking 4 damage every turn is definitely not where we want to be. He just wants to draw a card there. So it's 4 more cards with 5 right now. 5 cards in hand, so we can definitely play a land. We can get both of these Grimflares on the board. Let's go ahead and plus Lily to start. What do we get? Okay, so let's get Grimflare on the board. Get another Grimflare on the board. Puts us at 3 cards. So it's 4 or more. So we're going to draw 1, 2, 4, and then another one. So we'll be taking some damage here anyway. So let's play strategic planning. Alright. And then we'll get in here with Noxious. And we get to leave up Grasp. So we draw 1, take 2. Oh, wait. So I guess I just, yeah, okay. Alright. That's fine. Alright, so, Grasp is not super high. I think Fatal Push is pretty good. We definitely do want to bring in Negates, just in case we get the opportunity to counter some of the Fevered Visions. Yahini's expertise is not great here. I think there's definitely an argument to bring in Lost Legacy to see if we can't get the Fevered Visions out from the get-go. If Manglehorn destroyed enchantments too, I think that would come in for sure, but it's not. Yeah, roll it out like that. Alright, we'll play. Be on the play, rather. Yeah, this is a keep only because of the Grimflares. We do have a Traverse, so we can go get a blue source at some point. Well, that's a pretty good hand, actually, I would say. Grimflare is just very fast. Very good. Now, of course, we've seen that they have shocks, they have incendiary flows, they have things that can get rid of our grim flares. But we do obviously benefit from having those spells go after our creatures versus just hitting us in the face. So there's still arguments for that being good. So we'll see what we got. Sure. And I can get in for one if it wants. Sure. Interesting that they wouldn't leave it back to block, since there's no trade for them. They just get to. Alright, so let's go ahead and get in with the Grim Flare first, get as much information as we can. Okay. So now this ultimately just kind of tells, well, it's a decision for us to make whether, because we're probably going to just shuffle all of this away anyway so that we can traverse. Because we do need a blue source. So let's get an island, play the island, and then pass the turn. And we're actually pretty close to Delirium anyway. Sure. Interesting. Okay, sure. Yep. So now they can get in for 2 here with the Storm Chaser Mage. Alright, so we're going to play this champion to lead off. Because by discarding the Demon and the Noxious, that will give us Delirium. So we'll get those out, play this Hissing Quagmire tapped, and then we'll get in for 4, unless they do choose to block here. Which they don't. Ooh, okay. Alright. So yeah, we'll let Rezketh go. And then we'll put Liliana and Traverse on top. And pass the turn. We'll see if our opponent wants to tap out again this turn. If they do, that opens up our window to get in with Lost Legacy. Yeah. Makes sense. Triggers Prowess, triggers this enchantment. So it can become a 3/3 flyer. And then this will take care of the Grim Flare and deal 3 to our face. We're taking 2 for 7 here. Pretty good. Yep. How do we get out of this? let's strategically play in here. We need another land to cast Liliana here. So dang. So I think with this, here's the thing I have. So Champion of Wits can block obviously the Soul Scar Mage, but if they have some kind of burn spell or removal or anything, and they kill that, we basically die. So I need to get a Grim Flare on the board as another backup blocker. But then, if I take Liliana here, I'm basically banking on drawing a land to be able to cast it. So and then we have Delirium, but all of our creatures, with the exception of Champion of Wits and Grim Flare, cost 6 or more. I think we take Liliana here and then just get a Grim Flare out there as a blocker. Let's see what we got here. And I mean, even if their hand is 2 Incendiary Flows, that we're done, because they've got that 6 damage to our face, and then Storm Chaser Mage again up top. So we just kind of have to see how this. I feel like this is pretty much done deal here. So that's 3 to our face, taking us to 4. Yeah, we're done. So yeah, good game. Alright, on to the next match. Alright guys, welcome back. Playing some Sultai Reanimator. Let's see what we got here. Oh man. I think this is a keep only because of the Oath. We obviously wish we were able to play here, but the Oath will at least get us some draws. Obviously we don't have any black mana for early interaction. So it's a somewhat risky keep, but I still think it's a keep nonetheless. Oh, killing me, deck. Yep. So again, having black mana, that would have been a great draw right there. Sure. So that tells me it's some kind of tokens deck. Goodness. Just teasing us, deck. You're just teasing us. Alright. Value, okay. Yep, taking 1 here. That's the way it goes sometimes. We just draw 3 of those in a row. I think we did. We drew all 4 of them, guys. We are getting there. Alright, so this is terrible. I think we do a Grim Flare and Doomfall here. And then pass the turn. So we are 1 swamp away from being in this thing. But the problem is we are 1 swamp away. So let's see. Yep, their white spells cost less to cast now. That's cool. We're taking 4. Yep. gosh. Yeah, that's the way it goes sometimes. Brutal. Yep. Yeah, that would be great here if we had black mana. So we're taking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 next turn. I don't know that we get out of this. So I think our best bet is to try and get to Delirium so that we at least have block. Well, that's not even going to matter. Yeah. Cool. So that was a quick game one. That was nice. Fatal Push is good. Yohannes is good. What's not good? Doomfall seems a little slow. We'll take those out. The rest of it's pretty good though. Maybe we don't need 3 in his expertise. Maybe 2 is fine. Let's try it like that. Alright, all 3 colors represented. Sweet. Dear Lord, that was almost comical. Deck was just toying with us. Here's all of these one black costing things. Can you do anything with them? Oh no, you can't. Alright, great. Yeah, that's pretty much how that was going. I'm sure our opponent seeing that swamp was like, oh, they're doing things. That's cool. Yeah, we are trying to do things here. Alright, let's get this champion out. See what we got. We'll use its ability, obviously. Pitching a demon. We'll pitch an oath too. Gets a creature and an enchantment into our graveyard, getting us closer to Delirium. And as I mentioned in the deck tech, Delirium is not necessarily a big thing that we're trying to do, but it's definitely something that we are aware of and that we use a couple different ways. So definitely, there we go. So let's do Forest here. We'll get out Grimflare, and I think we just pass. We're not attacking. We're staying a little bit on defense here. Yep. So I think we do block here. I think we only block to prevent damage, though. We're not trying to kill anything necessarily because we want to keep our Grimflare out there. Because we're about to play another champion anyway. All right, so let's champion to start. Yes. So we've got creature and enchantment right now. We can do. We're going to play the sorcery anyway, so let's just do that. We'll play strategic planning. And his expertise is good there. So we are at Delirium. We'll continue to stay back and block. Next turn, we'll likely be able to do some things. Sure. Yep. 4 more? Yeah, 4 or more. Is it 4 or more other creatures? If you control 4 or more creatures, period. So it counts for itself. Ooh, not the draw we were looking for there. 7 to eternalize. We're at 6. So if we go get a creature with this, what are we going to get exactly? Probably a Noxious. So let's do that. Noxious Gear Hulk is great. Obviously, we can. Or do we get a Scarab God? I think we get a Scarab God, actually. Excellent. Continue to stay on defense. Hope they don't have Declaration in Stone, or Cast Out, or Stasis Snare, or something that will get the Scarab God off the board. Sure. Down to 1 card in hand for our opponent. And another creature, I would assume. So we can't let them untap with 4 or more creatures, otherwise that will flip the hand wire. So let's go ahead and activate this. Let's get Noxious out here. Let's get rid of the Paladin. We'll gain 5 here. Yes. Cool. Alright, so we're good with that. So we'll get in with the Grim Player here. It may trade with the Thalia's Lieutenant, but I think we're okay with that, since we'll just be playing another one here shortly. Alright, we'll send that back. We'll go Liliana first. We want to draw that Fatal Push. That's a good draw for us. And we'll pass the turn. Sure. So we're playing against the mono white humans build, looks like. And we saw, I mean, you obviously saw game 1. They're very quick to get on board. But it looks like they may kind of just stall out after that. You know, depending. So we'll see. So they're attacking. So we will block with the champion here. It's just unnecessary for us to take that damage. And with the Yahinis in our hand, the champion is really not going to... It's not going to survive that, and it's not going to do really anything for us there. So, all right. So, so we can get Razaketh on the board with the Scarab God, which costs 4. That only leaves us 3 mana though. Yeah, I think we do cast Yahinis here. And then then we'll get in with everything. Get 2 triggers from the Grim players. The damage wasn't really what was big there. I think we were trying to get, you know, the triggers from the Grim players, and that was the biggest thing there. And then, of course, end of turn, everything goes back to its normal power toughness. Alright, so let's get this out. We will reanimate Razaketh. And then we'll get in. They cannot create more blockers, so we'll go ahead and swing. Sure. Yep, we're good with that. Yep. Alright, cool. Yeah. Even with the 5 life, that puts him at 8, and we have Razaketh. So. Alright, welcome to our final match. Playing Sultai Reanimator in Standard. Ooh. It's a risky keep. But being on the play, I think it is a keep. We'll lead off with Traverse, get a land that we can coordinate with this. I think we get a swamp. Pass the turn. All colors represented. We've got green, blue, black, obviously, and we have discard outlets for this champion when it hits. So that was mainly the big reason. Oh, cool. So we'll play the strategic planning here. If we draw into a land, yeah, that's what we want. Discarding the rest. We're already at Delirium, so that's cool. Alright, champion here. Alright, so we'll pitch Razaketh and Noxious and pass the turn. That's a card I haven't seen in a while. Alright, so we will traverse here. We will go get a Grimflare. We will cast the Grimflare. And we will Fatal Push. Actually, I think we'll just wait on that. Yeah, we'll just wait on that. So it seems, yeah, our opponent was looking for a land there. I think that was the main point of them cycling. Alright, so we're continuing to get there. I'm just going to go ahead and Yohanni's expertise here. We will not cast anything. But the clears the board allows us to get in with Grimflare. It's only 1 damage, obviously, but we still get the trigger, which is important. Yeah, especially when those are what you draw. I do want that land on top, and we'll pass the turn. We're already at 5 mana. The next swamp we draw, that's Ever After right there. Our board presence will be really hard to come back from for our opponent, especially if they play a 2-drop here, and they did. So let's go ahead and we'll let them search for a land. That's fine. So we can't get both Razaketh because of the legend rule. So we'll get 1 Razaketh and the demon. the Grim Flare here. Yeah, sure, you got it. We could just ever after here to. Yeah, I mean, I guess we do. Yeah, so we'll get Noxious. Choose which one to keep. We're gonna keep that one. Yeah. Yeah, I think our opponent. Oh, come on! Alright, so they just scoop. So. But anyway, let's do a quick recap. Alright guys, welcome back for the recap. So, this deck, like I said, is a lot of fun to play. It definitely does have its weaknesses. Being that it's 3-color, you do need to make sure that you have all 3 colors. We're mostly black from the looks of things, but I think that's a little deceiving because it's pretty rare that we're casting anything here minus the Ever Afters. Just cold casting them. Green, I found in playing this that green is oddly more important than you think it is, which I think is why we have a lot of green present. And I do think that's kind of deceiving just from the look of it. Black is huge with Grim Flare and the Fatal Push Grasp early interaction. It's huge. Blue is obviously important with these early drops at 2 and 3. But it's a blast to play. This deck has been just a ton of fun. I've seen lists, and actually the list that I originally saw did not play Grim Flare, and I think it had more early removal and more Fatal Push and Grasp for those 4 spots, and they played an additional strategic planning. I think it also ran 3 Oath of Jace. Trying to remember what the other cut was, but either way, I feel like Grim Flare is unbelievable in this matchup, or not even this matchup, in this deck. He's phenomenal as a 2-drop. That with our traverse thing, when we're discarding things the way we are, it's really not hard for us to get to Delirium. So a 2-drop 4/4 with trample with the trigger ability, like he's fantastic. I'm really bummed to see him rotating from Standard because I think he is just so good. Scarab God is obviously insane. It's another Reanimator guy. He can get back any of these big creatures. Liliana reanimates. We've got the 2 Ever Afters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 total spells in the deck that we can reanimate. Not to mention traversing for any of these guys if we need to go find them. Champion to get them into the graveyard. Same thing with strategic planning. Grim Flare helps us get stuff into the graveyard. The deck is just a blast to play and just insane when it goes off. I think the sideboard's pretty good. I'd like to find some kind of enchantment removal, so maybe substituting out the Manglehorn, and then probably losing maybe one of the Yehini's Expertise. And maybe one of the Never Returns for something like Appetite of the Unnatural or something like that. We just need something that can get rid of enchantments. As you guys saw, the Fevered Visions deck is just really hard for us to deal with. So it's just one of those things that we have to be aware of and have to kind of plan for. But yeah, this deck is a lot of fun, and hopefully you've enjoyed watching it. So thanks for checking it out, and we'll see you next time.